Unit 3 for 7th grade language arts and literature is all about nonfiction. Okay, in Unit 1 we did read a couple of little nonfiction stories, but Unit 3 is all nonfiction. Nonfiction, remember we went over this in Unit 1, it's writing about real people and events, so it's all true stuff. Some common forms of nonfiction, which we talked about these in Unit 1, include letters and journals. Remember, a letter is expressing an author's feelings or first impression about a subject, usually written to another person. A biography and an autobiography. Remember, a biography is a story about someone's life that's told by someone else. And then an autobiography is a story about someone's life told by that same person. Media accounts. These are written for newspapers, magazines, television, radio, things like that. And then essays. That shows your opinion on a basic or current issue. In a lot of maybe science class or social studies, you have to write an essay about your opinion on something. Essays and articles can include the following. Now, these are just for essays and articles. You've got expository writing. This shows facts, talks about ideas, or explains something. So if you want to write down how to do something, this is expository writing. Persuasive writing. This is meant to influence the reader. If you want somebody to feel the same way you do about something, this would be your persuasive writing. Reflective writing. This is when you're talking about an event in your life and why it's important to you. Maybe you tell a story about something that happened to you when you were young. Okay, so that's reflective writing. Humorous writing. Humorous means funny. Okay, so this is where you might tell a funny story. Could be, something that happened to you in the past that was really funny. A narrative writing. This tells a real life experience. Okay, this is just you sit down and tell about your life from beginning to end. This is a narrative. Descriptive writing. This is writing that uses the 5 senses, like smelling, how something feels, how something tastes. You really describe something. And then analytical writing. This is where you have a large idea and then you break it into parts to help the reader see how they all work together as a whole. Okay? Now, elements of nonfictional writing. We talked about chronological order already. That's when your plot moves forward in order of time. You start at the beginning and go forward. Comparison and contrast organization. This shows the way in which 2 or more things are the same or different. When your teacher, a lot of times you'll see questions that say compare and contrast. You're going to tell how they are alike, and then you're going to also tell how they are different. Cause and effect organization. This shows the link between events. You might have a cause like lightning struck the house. An effect of that would be maybe your TV went out because of that, or maybe the house caught on fire because of that. That's cause and effect. Problem and solution. Okay, this shows a problem and then it offers a solution. So you might tell how, something's wrong. Maybe the plumbing is messed up in your house, and then you tell how to fix that. All right, now we've already talked about the author's purpose. Remember, authors write to either entertain you, to inform you, which means to teach you something or tell you something, to express their opinion about something, or to try to persuade you. All right, an idiom. An idiom is a phrase that has a different meaning than its words really mean. And we're going to get into that more, especially later on when we get into the poetry unit. But sometimes you say words and you don't really mean it. Like when I say I'm as hungry as a horse. I don't really mean that, okay? And then fact and opinion. Fact is something that has actually happened and it can be proven. Opinion is just your belief or your judgment about something, okay? Now, the stories that we're going to read in Unit 3 are Life Without Gravity by Robert Zimmerman. This tells a story about how astronauts feel when they're in space, the things that their bodies go through when they're in space. I Am a Native of North America by Chief Dan George. This is about Indians. For the Love of Country by Emma Trellis. This is a collection of short stories. They're all about women who have fought for their country. All Together Now by Barbara Jordan. The Real Story of a Cowboy's Life by Jeffrey C. Ward. And Walking by Linda Hogan.